Hi guys! A new week has started, so it's time for another vlog. Today I finished 2 books. Wow, right? I finished The Running Man by Stephen King, which is still a book that I didn't really like. I'd almost forgotten completely what it was about over the past week when I haven't been listening to it at all, and I only had like half an hour left, so I had to sort of scramble to get back into the story. But it's sort of a dystopian book. But honestly, I was not into the story at all, whatsoever. I don't know if it's the writing style he uses when he's writing the Bachman novels, or what it is, but I just can't seem to get into them. The only one I really liked was The Long Walk. So yeah, I finished that one. I gave it 2 stars. So, not a book that I totally recommend, but I know there's a lot of people who actually likes this one, so I don't know. The other book that I finished was Valour by Gwynne. This is obviously the second book in the Faithful and Fallen series. I've been working on it all of last week, and wow, it ended with a cliffhanger and a bang and I don't know what to say. I cried the last 2 chapters. It was difficult, and yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to see what will happen with all of the characters in the next coming book. I don't know why I'm not giving this 5 stars as I did with the other one. It's not that I didn't enjoy it. There were just a couple of the point of views in this one that I didn't care for at all. My least favorite character, the one that was the most horrible, was definitely not the main villain. Like, this is set in a world where we have there's a prophecy about an ancient prophecy about a black sun and bright star, and how they're going to be standing on each side of a war that's coming between all of the gods. And both of the characters, like the bright star and the black sun, they both try to tell people that they're the bright star and the other one is the terrible one. So it's just about yourself having to figure out who is actually the bright star. So we definitely see things from multiple perspectives, and so we are with a lot of different people. And I really enjoyed. We met a couple of new female characters in this one, and we definitely had 2 new point of views that were female. One of them was Fidel, and the other one is called Carolyn. Carolyn was amazing, I think. I think she's one of my favorite new characters in this. But I also really like Fidel. Oh, she went through some horrible stuff, but really came through towards the end, and I was so excited about that. And I'm really looking forward to see how that is gonna end up. Yeah, I'm very excited about this, and I think I'm in it on a 4.5. Not a full 5 stars this time around, but I definitely enjoyed it, and I can't wait to see what will happen. And yeah, I still highly recommend this series. Just type of almost old school fantasy, but also with other type of creatures instead of dragons and stuff. We have worms and drakes instead, and that's fine to me. And we have a big wolven as well. That's a big part of the book, the story, and that was definitely one. Yeah, so Corbin has this wolven, and so he reminds me a lot of Jon Snow. not at all not so much in personality, I don't know. I just think it's the fact that he has a white wolven, and then they just remind me of each other. Especially considering Jon Snow's wolven is also white, and I'm just reading A Dance with Dragons at the same time. So anyway, those were the 2 books that I finished today. I have also started in on a new audio. I started on Sadie by Courtney Summers. Is that her name? I forgot the author's name, actually. I thought I would have time to listen to a lot more today because I was back from work, and usually I have like piles of stuff And I do have piles of stuff, but we had one who was sick today, and another one was had a couple of days off from work. So I had to step in and do some packaging, and I was not really expecting that when I went in today. And so that took almost all day, and I only listened to 15 minutes at work. So I'm just over I'm 45 minutes into the book. I hope my colleague is ready to work again tomorrow, because I really don't feel like being in the production all day again. So yeah, that was a bit of a rough start, and I have late days all week except Friday. This was my update. I listened to Dance with Dragons as well, but I didn't listen to as much as I wanted to. I think I listened to an hour. I think I'm on 700 and something. I was on 600 and something before. So I definitely need to up my game with that tomorrow. But now I'm gonna go to bed because I'm really, really tired. And I might try and read something from Shah until I fall asleep. But we'll see. It also depends. Bye. Good evening. It is Tuesday evening and I'm on my way to bed. It is almost 10:30 and I have today been making progress in Sadie. First and foremost, I'm over halfway through that book, so I figure I might finish this one tomorrow, because today I managed to listen to something at work as well, even though I was still just in the production, not in the production, yes, but in the packaging area, because still my colleague had a day off and my other colleague was sick. So yeah, tomorrow I am back on my own spot in my office. I'm so far behind from last week's stuff, so I have a lot of things to catch up on, also because it's like the end of the month on Thursday, and so I have to have some invoices ready that are going out monthly, and I have to have all of the incoming payments ready. And tomorrow I know that I'm going to be taught in new assignments that I'll get from, my new boss has divided my old boss's assignments between us. So some of those assignments he's gonna tell me a little bit about them and the things I have to do. And so I'm going to be so busy in the next couple of days, but things are hectic right now and I have long days every day and I hate it. And I know I'm not the only one that's annoyed. It's like all of us, and we are very much like, we need to get another hired to take that phone, because with all of the things that we get, we don't have time for the phone calls and stuff as well. Like, it's not possible. But yeah, anyway, made progress in Dance with Dragons as well. I have this much left. I'm on page 783, so quite a bit to go. I'm not sure if I'll manage to finish it. I really want to. So I figure if I finish Sadie tomorrow, I'll be listening to Dance with Dragons on Thursday, and I'll definitely finish it then, because I have 7 hours left. 6 hours left. 6 hours left of the audio. So that is like 12 hours of the normal speed. So I figure if I listen to something tomorrow of this at home, and then listen at work and at home on Thursday, I will be able to finish it. I have also been reading one chapter in Sign of the Unicorn today, but yeah, I will try and get back to that tomorrow. It's the only actual book I have going. I also have Shah and The End of Time down on overdrive, but it is a March read, so it's not mandatory reading for me, but it would be nice to be headway into that because I have so many books on my TBR. But I'm going to see what happens with that. I went to the gym today after work, so I wasn't home until 6:30ish, 6:45, 6:30ish, and then I had to cook dinner, obviously. And Sadie Sadie is, I'm enjoying it. It is an interesting book. A lot of people have been talking about the audio, how it's like one of the best audios they've listened to in a while. And I guess it's because it's like full cast and stuff. And I mean, I'm not a huge fan of full cast audios. I don't know why. To me, I think it's because for some reason when I listen to a full cast audio, I feel like they talk differently than they would have if it had been a normal narrator. Sometimes it makes them talk faster and more mumbling and whispering and yelling and all of that, which I'm not a big fan of, all that dramatizing of the narration. I'd rather have it be more like in a tone that fits with if you listen to a radio or if you listen to a podcast. I wouldn't want to have it them they need to speak clearly when it's audio, and for some reason I don't think they tend to do that. I had the same issue with the Themis File books, especially because one of them really mumbled a lot, and so that is something that's really distracting me when I listen to a full cast audio. I enjoy the story, so that is great. So I've made progress in 3 books today. I figure that's pretty okay. I hope to finish Sadie tomorrow and make good progress on A Dance with Dragons. And I hope to also make a lot of progress in Signs of the Unicorn. I might try and read something tomorrow morning if I am able to. I might have half an hour tomorrow morning, but we'll have to see. Anyway, see you tomorrow. Bye. Hello friends. It is now Tuesday and I wanted to do an update. As I again make myself a cup of tea because it is like 10 and usually I'll be on my way to bed, but I haven't read anything today and I feel like I need to read some. I mean, that's a lie. I mean, I haven't read anything in Sign of the Unicorn today, which I really wanted to. So I want to try and read at least 1 chapter of A Sign of a Unicorn today. And I figure I could drink a cup of tea and get that at the same time, and then I'll go to bed afterwards. Probably really tired and exhausted. First things first, I did something stupid today. You know, one of those moments where you don't really think about what you're doing. Or well, I had been thinking about, I should not do that. Let's start over because it's difficult to explain without explaining. So yeah, as I was cooking, I don't have a lot of room out here. I don't know if you can tell, but I have like very limited space, like countertop space. I have my stove, and then I have little space around it, so I often prepare everything over here. And I have and today I used 3 of the I had 3 casseroles going at the same time, and so afterwards I had to, when I was serving, I was having my plastic bowl where I would put leftovers in for tomorrow's evening when I get back from the gym. I wanted to get this leftovers so it was easy to put in the microwave when I come home. And I had put it on but by the side here, and I had my plate over here, but then I was adding the last thing and I moved it and put it on the stove on one of the hot plates or spots, whatever you call it. And before I realized it, I started smelling burnt plastic, and I burned it all the way through the plastic bowl, so I had to throw it all out, all of the leftovers out, because I'm not sure how much plastic was in that, so I'm not sure it's safe to eat. So that was not a great thing. So let's talk about bookish updates instead, because at least I did a little bit better on that. I said I didn't read any physical pages today, except I think I read 2 pages or something this morning. But my plan is to try and read a chapter from Sign of the Unicorn now. But I finished Sadie today. Sadie was a great book. in my opinion. I mean, I understand the hype around it. I like the mystery. I like the story. It follows a podcast thing that's trying to figure out where this missing girl is. Like, this girl has been missing, called Sadie, and they're trying to figure out what happened to her. And you see things from Sadie's perspective, and then you hear things from the podcast, and they sort of, with every new part that starts, or every new, I don't know if it's a new chapter, it starts a new season or something like that. And it is done well. I understand why people like it. I'm just not a super fan of full cast audios, because the reason for me not liking full cast audio, I've tried to explain it before, but it's like they have a tendency to shout or mumble or something like that, and it's just not as and it's definitely not when you're driving a car. It's not a good way of experiencing, because you have to be alert of things that happens, also because if you want to get the full value of it. Whereas a normal audio, you can totally easily be doing other things that at the same time. But anyway, I ended up enjoying it a lot, and as I got more into it, I started enjoying the audio more. I think it's just a me having to the transition from me to listen to usual audios, and this full cast thing took a little time to get used to, I think. But otherwise, as I said, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great mystery and a well-told story, and I definitely enjoyed the parts because Sadie, the main character that this follows, has a stutter and a speaking aid, speaking disability, whatever we call it, and I thought that was really interesting, and I enjoyed seeing things from her perspective when it came to that, and how people always saw her as stupid and not very clever because of her inability to speak without a stutter. But I ended up giving it 4 stars. I definitely enjoyed it and will recommend it. Other than that, I have made quite a lot of progress in A Dance with Dragons today. As you can tell, after I finished Sadie, I listened to this on the way home. And I listened to it a little bit at home, and I listened to something as I walked to the pharmacist. So I'm now on page 902 or 3. So surpassed the 900 page mark, and I think I read from 750 or something. So I've listened to about 150 pages today, and I plan on definitely finishing this tomorrow. So cross those fingers. That's all I read today, so I'll get back to my tea and read a little bit more in Sign of the Unicorn, and then I'll let you know tomorrow whether that happened. But see ya. Good evening. It is a Thursday, the 28th at 11:05 p.m. and I just finished Dance with Dragons and Sign of the Unicorn, like within the last half hour. I had 10 minutes left of the audio and just needed to finish that, and both are great. I don't know what to say about them. Sign of the Unicorn, I have to think about the ratings for a bit. Both of them. I enjoyed Dance with Dragons. I feel like I enjoyed it more than A Feast for Crows. But I'm not sure if it's my favorite. I think still that, I mean, I don't know, there was not as much shock value in this one. There was a lot of great moments, but, you know, the third one really had a lot of shocking points. And I think that really made it for me in that one. But this one did end with quite a cliffhanger. And I'm like, so when is that next book gonna come out? So, yeah. But I'm caught up to Game of Thrones now. No, Song of Ice and Fire. And I finished the 3rd book in the Ember Chronicles. So I call it a successful day. and a successful month. I think I'm on 16 books read in February, and I had 12 books on my TBR. I'll have to make 13 books on my TBR. I'm a little unsure, but you will see a wrap up. If it's not already been posted, it will be up soon. I had such a difficult time staying alert to finish a Sign of the Unicorn. I was so extremely tired, but I pushed through and I finished it. This one definitely had a lot of revelations, like things that happen, like you got a lot of answers to some things, and to something of the things that you still were unsure about from the first book that you hadn't gotten answers to. So that was a really good thing. I'm so tired, so I'm just gonna keep this really short, and I'm gonna go and sleep, and then maybe if I remember it, I'll try and give you a more concise more concise thoughts, and what what I end up rating both of the books, because I need to sleep on it for sure. I'm so behind on writing reviews that I've only written 2 reviews for the books that I've read this month. But I haven't really had much time to sit down and review the books, but I'll try and see if I can write them down over the weekend, because I would really like to stick with my goal of writing reviews for every book. So yeah, but this was my update for now. I will talk to you tomorrow. See ya. Bye bye. Hello, it is Friday. It's almost 3 o'clock and I just came home. I just went and picked up a package because I received some book mail. I forgot to actually check my mailbox if I've got something else as well. I'm just going to open it now. Alright, so I've opened the box now. Yeah. So that was difficult because I didn't have a scissor, I had a nail cutter. But it worked. Bubble. 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 And what I got is a 7-book series of the Little House on the Prairie series box set, like a 7-book bundle thing. I think I got the majority of them. I mean, I remember the TV show. I never watched it. My friend, it was one of her favorite TV shows to watch every day, and I was so annoyed because I didn't want to watch it. I didn't really. The thing is, me and Sirius, it's difficult to explain, but I have issues with watching Sirius and getting myself hyped up to Sirius and actually starting them. So when I see something in the middle of it, I'm like, no, I don't want to watch it because I'm not really in the mood, or yeah, it's difficult to explain. But I never watched the TV show, but I've seen some people talk about it, about them on recently, and they have very fond things to say about it, so I decided to go with it. So let's see. The first, it has illustration, but they're not colored, like black and white illustrations. But this is Little House in the Big Woods, Little House on the Prairie. I like these cover, the editions. They're really they have a big font, so they're gonna be really easy to read. But they're also like a really nice texture, and they're floppy. I like it. And I have On the Banks of Plum Creek, On the Shores of Silver Lake is this next one. The Long Winter, The Little Town on the Prairie. Finally, These Happy Golden Years. And they're all by Laura Ingalls Wilder. And I remember that one of the characters in the TV show was called Laura. That's all I remember. and then one of the episodes I saw, one was really ill. So, but I'm really curious about them, and I would like to read them. And they were only, and they were only $7. They were $3.99, and I had 10%, 20% off on the day. And then I paid £3 for shipping. So I got these 7 books for $7.99. That's €1 each. And no, £1 each, and that is like nothing. So I figured it's okay to buy this, and I'm happy about the purchase. In terms of the books that I've been reading today, I have started on my March TBR because it's the 1st of March and it's very ambitious, as I said, and I have a link. And I have started on Second Chance Pass by Robyn Carr, the 4th book in the Workagene River series, and I am now about 2 hours into that one. This is almost 7 hours long in audio form, like 6.5 hours, so I'm only like a third of the way through it, or 25% through it, or something like that. But I hope that I will be able to get to them. I will probably listen to some of it tomorrow as well, but I don't think I'll finish it. I'll have to wait until after Translate-a-thon to finish it. So I should probably have picked another book to start out with that was a little shorter. You know, it's okay. As long as I've started something, that's fine. So this is my update. I'm really craving something right now. I just came home. And I think I may make myself a cup of tea. And that is that. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hello. It is now Friday evening, and I wanted to do a final update of the day before I went to bed. I have, since I spoke to you, been reading a little bit in Shah and the End of Time. I have read 65 pages of the ebook. I have set my page count to a little bigger than the norm, so it takes up 500 pages instead of like 300 pages. I don't know why. Also, like an ebook is shorter, so it often takes up more space than a regular book. But yeah, I read like 5 chapters or something like that, and I'm enjoying the writing so far. It's very easy, and it's very I like the main character Aru so far. I think it's funny how she's trying to. There was at one point she said she was telling how she was that a teacher had told her she was a genius, where in fact the teacher had probably said that in a sarcastic sentence, so it was probably not meant to come out as a compliment, but more as a sarcastic commentary on her persona. But still, someone told her she was a genius. So it's just kind of funny she used that in a way to try to explain how a good qualities about herself without lying. But yeah, I'm enjoying it so far, and I will definitely be reading some more tomorrow morning and let you know more about my thoughts. Yeah, so bye. Good morning. It is Saturday, and right now I'm on my way down to the city. We're going to be buying a present for my sister's boyfriend since it's his birthday tomorrow, so we're a little late, but we're going to do that, and I am just about to walk down there. This morning I managed to read something an hour Shah in the End of Time. I am now 165 pages into the ebook. It goes pretty fast. I think I read for an hour or something, and I'm now a third of the way through the book, which I'm really enjoying so far. I think it has a lot of funny and quirky moments. That I really enjoy, and I definitely understand why it's a really popular book so far, and I'm looking forward to reading on. Shah is such a fun type of character, and as I said, she's I like being in her mindset, if you will, and I really enjoyed the mythical aspect to this, since it's like something that a cultural a culture you're not used to read from, then it makes it for really interesting reading. But this is my really short update. Right now I'm on my way to meet up with my sister and my dad. So yeah, I'll see you later. Bye. Hi guys. It is now 1:30. Yes. And I am back from buying gifts and stuff. And I'm so close to buying a new phone. I didn't do it today because I felt like I didn't have a lot of time, because it takes a while to set up your new phone and get the account, the subscription stuff, phone subscription along and all of that. But yeah, I've had this phone for 5 years almost, and I just think I want to change my phone to another one. To the newest edition. And if you don't know, I have iPhone, and I have been filming on my iPhone all this time, and I feel like it's been going really well. I think the quality, considering I don't use any extra thing, is actually pretty good. But I would like to renew my phone, because my phone is actually, it's not broken, but my screen, the bottom of the screen has been broken since I started my current job, which is almost 3 years ago. I sort of dropped it on my way to my last interview with the current job, and it broke the bottom of the screen, and it's just become worse and worse as time has passed. And so some part of the button has broken off, so I've put that together with a tape so that it works. So I feel like since it's 4 years ago, 4 years? It was 2015 in March on my sister's and both of my sister's birthday, which is the 26th of March. So I feel like, I mean, 4 years is a long time to have the same phone. Back when we didn't have smartphones, I usually had like my phone for about a year until like what I signed up for is over. But that's when phones didn't cost much more than 1,000 kroners, and now they are like 7,000 kroners for a phone. But I usually buy them by paying them off monthly and not the full price, but there's no fees on them, so it's still the same amount, but you just pay it off over 2 years. And since these tend to settle with me for about 4 years, as this one, the one before I had for 3 years, I think, before I changed it. And the one before that I had it for the equal amount of time, and it's been iPhones every time. I think I got the first one in, I want to say 2008-9-ish is when I got the first iPhone, when it was like iPhone 3, I think. And I had that one. Then I got iPhone 4 after that, until that broke. And I got, is it iPhone 6 that I have? I think it's iPhone 6 I have. And then I haven't had a new one since. So yeah, but this was my update for now. I am just about to go and get another package, because yesterday I said I hadn't checked my mailbox, so I didn't know if there was actually a new package on the way. And there is. The post office had been there with my book depository order, and that is all of my booktube SFF stuff. Hopefully everything is here, but I know that there was one of the books that wasn't part of the shipment that they sent first, but they were more or less sent on the same day, so it could be that they arrived together. So we'll have to see. But right now I'm on my way to pick those up, and I will talk to you later. Bye! Oh yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention, as I said, I'm on my way to get my books. But when I was in the city, me and my sister and my dad went for lunch, and I had a really amazing lunch. I'll post a picture of it here. It was just amazing. We haven't been there for lunch before, we've only been there for like dinner. And we were actually really impressed with their lunch, what you could choose for lunch. Because like, usually there's not a lot of things to choose between. So I ended up getting this salad, and it was great. But yeah, that was really, really good. And definitely want to go there again sometime for lunch, because it was also pretty cheap. It was nice, and we had a good time, and we got what we needed today. So yeah, this was my update. I'll go and get my books now. Bye. Hello, I'm back from the store where I picked up my package. And it's heavy. And I think it's only the 6th of the books without the 7th one that I bought. But let's see. First things first. These are the BookTube SFF stuff that I couldn't access from library or Storytel already. And first one of those is Vengeance by V.E. Schwab, book 2 in the Vicious Duality. This is like a really long book, but oh my god, it has such a large print when I compare it to the other one. So that's really nice. So this is what it looks like without the dust jacket. I'm looking forward to reading this since I enjoyed Vicious a lot. I hope that Vengeful will be equally as good. Next book I see is The Calculating Stars by Mary Robynette Kowal. This is the science fiction book. And it's one of the best type of floppy paperbacks that I adore. And then I have Founderside by Robert Jackson Bennett in a floppy, large paperback edition. But it's really nicely, one of the floppy ones again. I adore this type of paperback. I think the only one that I don't have in here is the Trail of Lightning by Rebecca Roanhouse. I think it comes in a separate mail. This is the first of the graphic novels. This is the Adventure Zone Here There Be Gerblins by Clint Griffin, Justin and Travis McElroy, as well as Carrie Peach. Ugh, I just hit myself in the face. This is a page. So it looks fun. And this is Agricon Cove by Katie O'Neill, sorry. And this, oh, it's so beautiful in pages. I can't. Why is this so many things difficult to do one-handed? Like, seriously? This is the end pages. They're really beautiful. And this is the art. And it doesn't have a dust jacket, so it's like just like this in the hardcover. Last and finally, I have volume 3 of Monstrous, which I had already considered getting, and the art is stunning. This is a page. The bookmark is The Squirrel Who Squabbled. What? Rachel Bright and Jim Field. So, it's apparently a book. And then, my friends, was all of the books. I think I'm gonna save Vengeful until the last month of the readathon. And I'll try and get to Founderside next month, I think. But this was my update, and I will talk to you later. I haven't read anything since this morning, so I may try and read something now, except I listened to Second Chance Pass when I walk to the store and back again. I think it's like 10 minutes. So, yeah. But this is my update for now. I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hello. Good evening. This will be my final update of the week, of this week's vlog, because it is still Saturday at around 10 p.m. But tomorrow is the start of the translate-a-thon. So, because it's like from Sunday to Sunday, I want to have a full vlog only with the translate-a-thon. I don't want to split my vlog with translate-a-thon stuff. So that's why I decided that this is the end of this week's vlog. And you won't get Sunday until after translate-a-thon is over. But yeah, it's been a pretty successful week. I started out by finishing... on Monday, I finished Running Man by Stephen King, or Richard Bachman, which I didn't like very much. I finished Valour by John Gwynne, which made me cry. And I finished Sadie on Wednesday. And I finished A Dance with Dragons and The Sign of the Unicorn on Thursday. That's 5 books finished this week, so I've counted to be a pretty successful week. And then I've got a quite good chunk into 2 more new books for my March reading, and I'm very happy about that progress. I'm going to be reading a little bit more right now in Roshana, The End of Time, until I fall asleep. But I am on chapter 14, in the middle of it actually, or just started on chapter 14. And I'm enjoying it a whole lot. But I read like a chapter and a couple of pages at my parents' house today. I went to visit my parents because we were celebrating my sister's boyfriend's birthday. It's tomorrow, so we had to give him the gifts today and all of that. Tomorrow I've brought 2 books with me to bed because I'm going to start reading in the morning. First up, I brought Full Metal Alchemist Volume 8 with me, if I feel like I need to read something like a manga or graphic novel to get a good start. But I also did bring Den Sorte Rytter, or The Black Knight by David Eddings, the first part of Pawn of Prophecy, which is the first book in the Bulgarian series, or whatever it's called. Bulgarian. This edition is 159 pages long, so it's not super long, and the font is quite large, so I think it's going to be quite a fast read. So I want to try and make a good amount of progress on this tomorrow, because I won't be doing a whole lot of physical reading over the week. I know that I don't tend to, but I have my short Bachman novel that I think I'm gonna read over the week, and then I have my Pawn of Prophecy, which I will be reading on the weekends and see how it goes. And if I finish whenever I finish my audio of by Lisa Kleypas, I will start it on Monday. Tomorrow I'll start on Horns when I do stuff here. But when I get around to my Lisa Kleypas book on Monday, I will. When I finish that, I will listen to Horns to finish that, to make sure that I finish all of my audios for the Translate-a-thon. And when I finish those, I will be starting in on Second Chance Pass again to finish it. I know it's not part of Translate-a-thon, but then I will have succeeded in the audio part of Translate-a-thon, and that will be great still. And then if I finish my actual reading for Translate-a-thon before it's over as well, I will also go back to reading the Shah book, because I have so many books on my TBR, I don't have time to add more in and actually finish everything that I want to. So that is the plan, but this was my final update for this week's vlog. Let me know in the comments down below how your reading has been over the past week. Have you read any of the books that I've been reading and finished over this past week? And let me know anything you want to let me know in the comments down below. And I'll talk to you in my next video very soon. Bye!